Welcome to the House That STEM Built, a regular series where we will explore the science, technology, engineering, and math that goes into the design and construction of this family home. This is the House That STEM Built.
In this episode of The House That STEM Built, we're going to cover the curriculum, geometry, measurement, and finance for grade 10. We'll be covering the specific curriculum outcome, and 2, demonstrate an understanding of income, including wages, salary, contracts, commissions, and piecework to calculate gross pay and net pay. Our focus in this video will be wages, salary, and deductions.
Building a house is a lot of work. The homeowners generally hire professionals to help with the process. For example, an architect might be hired to design the house. A mortgage broker can help to get the homeowners the proper amount of loan to start the construction. A contractor manages the building process. Finally, after the house is built, a landscaper might be hired to beautify the land around the house.
All these professionals are paid differently. This means these people earn their income in different ways. The architect might be paid by their firm monthly with a salary. When they finish the design work, they might get a percentage of what the homeowner pays their firm, and this is called a commission.
The contractor is responsible for every aspect of the building process, and this includes hiring and paying professional tradespeople and general laborers for the project. The homeowner and the contractor sign a written agreement called a contract, which details how the contractor will be paid and a timeline for the building process. The contractor is then responsible to pay the people they hire to finish the construction.
How these people are paid might also be different. If the person is paid by a set rate by the hour, they are paid an hourly wage. For example, general laborers are usually paid in this way. On the other hand, electricians and plumbers may receive a salary. This means that their income is calculated on an annual basis and paid periodically, such as bi-weekly or monthly.
Let's take a closer look at the income earned by some of the people who are building this house. Sandy is a general laborer who was hired to help with some of the carrying and lifting required to get all the materials on site. Their hourly wage is $16. They work 40 hours a week and have been promised 4 weeks of work. Can we calculate the total amount they will earn? $16 per hour times 40 hours times 4 weeks equals $2,560. This amount is known as gross pay.
Not all the workers on this site receive the same pay as Sandy. For example, Aaron is an electrician and earns a different amount. An electrician is a skilled tradesperson and requires a specialist education, apprenticeship, and certification. Aaron has been hired on a salary and makes $54,080 per year. Can we calculate the total amount they will earn or their gross pay over the same 4-week period? $54,080 per year divided by 52 weeks equals $1,040 per week. $1,040 per week times 4 weeks equals $4,160.
We can see that Aaron earned considerably more than Sandy during the same time period. But do they get to take home their entire gross pay, or do they have to pay taxes and other expenses first?
Deductions are the amounts subtracted from gross pay to cover income tax, Canadian pension plan, known as CPP, employment insurance, known as EI, and any other required expenses, such as union dues or health benefits. Net pay is the actual take-home pay received once all the deductions have been taken into account. Let's calculate the deductions from Sandy's monthly income.
At Sandy's income level, the employee contribution rate for the Canadian Pension Plan is 5.70% of their gross pay, and for employment insurance, it's 1.58%. Their personal income tax rate is 9.4%. Using these rates, what is the total amount of Sandy's deductions?
Find the answer to this question. We need to multiply Sandy's gross pay of $2,560 by the percentage of each deduction. So to calculate the CPP, for example, we will need to multiply $2,560 by 0.057. This gives us a total CPP deduction of $145.92. Using the same type of formula, we can also calculate the deductions for EI and income tax.
To calculate the EI deduction, we convert the rate of 1.58% to a decimal, 0.0158, and multiply it by Sandy's gross pay for a deduction of $40.45. Finally, for income tax, we multiply the rate by the gross pay for a deduction of $240.64. Adding these amounts together gives us the total deduction amount that must be taken from Sandy's pay.
If we subtract the total deductions of $427.01 from Sandy's gross pay, what does that make their net pay? We can use the following formula. Net pay equals gross pay minus total deductions. $2,560 minus $427.01 equals $2,132.99. Sandy's net pay, or the actual amount that they take home, therefore, will be $2,132.99 for 4 weeks of work.
Now that we know how to calculate deductions, let's look at Aaron's pay. We found that Aaron's gross pay for the same time frame is $4,160. How much will they pay in deductions? We need to multiply the gross pay amount by each deduction rate. To calculate CPP, we multiply by 0.057. This gives a deduction of $237.12. The EI deduction will equal Aaron's gross pay multiplied by 0.0158. This deduction equals $65.73.
To calculate the income tax that must be paid, we need to use a different rate than the one we use for Sandy. This is because Aaron makes a higher annual income and falls into a different category or tax bracket. At Aaron's annual income, an income tax rate of 14.82% must be paid. Multiplying the gross pay amount by 0.1482 gives a total income tax deduction of $616.51.
When we add all the deductions together, the total is $919.36. That is a lot more than the total deductions of $427.01 that Sandy had to pay. Does that mean that even though Aaron's salary is higher, their take-home pay is actually less? To find out, we will need to compare their net pay amounts.
Remember that Sandy's net pay is $2,132.99 for 4 weeks of work. To calculate Aaron's net pay for the same time frame, we will need to subtract the deduction of $919.36 from the gross pay amount of $4,160. This gives a net pay of $3,240.64. We can see that even if Aaron pays a higher amount in deductions, their net pay or take-home pay is still considerably higher.
From the time you get your first job, it is important to understand how you will be paid and how deductions are calculated. Everyone should know how to review their pay stub and check for errors. Mistakes and misunderstandings can be costly for you or your employer. Knowing about income and how to calculate the amount you'll be paid is a key part of financial literacy.